Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Juan Carlos Brando, and it's for me a pleasure to have all of you joining us in this afternoon Q&A session with the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who is today in the city of Atlanta. And as usual, I love to come to the office and see her in person because it's always a good experience to be next to someone with so much wisdom and experience uh, along the years, for all the years that she has been not only working in the immigration field, but also live is a live teaching experience to come and work with Miss Margaret W. Wong. How are you doing today, Miss
I'm
Wong?
very good, Mr. Juan Carlos. Thank you.
And thank you so much. I was looking at a video this morning where you were giving a speech to, I think it was a grade of students. I think it was Cleveland College or something like that. What is you? What are words that you would like to tell people, younger people that are willing to do something, especially in the United States, that is a different country to other countries in Europe, in South America, in Africa, in Asia? What would you tell the people right now at this point of the history?
America is and will remain the best country in the world. We just have to keep it this way. We don't want it to be all messed up, with a lot of DUIs, with a lot of people protesting. We need to be productive as a country, and that's why people want to come to America. We are needed, we are loved, we are wanted.
Yes, and also um, there are several reasons why we would like to come to the United States, but one of them is the American dream. So you have been living in this country for over 52 years, I think, because you have been working for 47 years as an immigration attorney, but you came 5 years before, so that was about 52, 53. So you are more American than from China or from Hong
Hong
Kong,
Kong,
right?
right?
Yeah, you're more American than from Hong Kong because you have lived here more. But what was your American dream?
In my days, I really didn't have a dream because you have to remember in my days, it's different because Hong Kong is going through, um, because the Civil War ended, and World War II ended in 45. I'm born in 1950. And in China, we have the Great Leap Forward. We have a lot of problems. That's why all the Chinese people who's anti-communist went to Taiwan, and then China split into two countries. I came from that era. In those days, us Chinese people, we don't have any salt, we don't have any rice, we don't even have bowls to make rice because Mao Zedong wants us to melt all the bowls to make weapons to fight, the Japanese, the Koreans, I mean, French or whatever. So it's just a different world now because now people come not so much for survival, is to come to better themselves. A lot of economic deprivation cases. In my days, people really come for survival. I still remember when I first got jobs, I was so worried I keep getting fired. And then I started on my own. So in those days, it's all about survival. If I got this case, I don't know tomorrow what would happen with that case. And also in our days, as a young lawyer in law school, they don't teach us how to market. I mean, those are all the new stuff that really started about 10, 15 years ago. In my days, they don't teach you how to pass a bar exam. They don't teach you how to interview for a job. They don't teach you how there was discrimination. There still is discrimination against women. I just didn't know anything. Maybe that saved me, but the world had changed.
Yeah, and it absolutely has changed a lot uh, in 50 years. I am 40 right now, so 40 years ago, it was a totally different world.
That's
There
right.
was no internet, there was no cell phones. I remember the first cell phone I saw was like this big, and it was not the first. But then back in 2015, the TV. One of my dreams was to work on TV, and I made it. I made it. I went to work for some important TV channels. One of
For
them
those of
was,
you who don't know Mr. Juan Carlos, I've known him a long, long time. He is a Venezuelan lawyer. He's very interested in the law practice. He helps a lot of people. And when he first came to America, he painted houses and he was on TV, on radio for like at least 10 years before he even come to America. So he's a very, very good lawyer.
thank you so much, Miss Wong. And yeah, one of my dreams was to work on TV, work on social, what they would call mass media. But now nobody's watching TV. Not many people are listening to radio stations. So the world has changed after we we learned to use Facebook Live, Instagram Live, YouTube Live. So the world has really changed. And so many TV channels are closing right now in the US. And now I spoke to someone back in my country, and this person says nobody wants to pay for radio advertising because they say that Instagram is giving them better results with less money. So it's the world really has changed. But nowadays, something that hasn't changed has been the law, the practice of law. I know that we can do telephonic motions at the moment, and that came after the COVID, the pandemic, and all of that. But right now, we are still suffering some of the delays that came in the past government and also with the COVID. Are we going to overcome this delay that we have in immigration?
What Mr. Juan Carlos is talking about is taking so long. Like in the olden, it's only a few years ago when people got the U visa approved. The green card from U visa takes 3, 4 months, 9 months. Now it's taking 2.5 to 3 years. It's only years ago that when you got your asylum approved and you file your green card after 1 year, 1 year and 1 day, you get the green card in 6 months, 9 months. And then they need to redo fingerprints. Nowadays, because of the lack of workers in the immigration office, now they say we can reuse old fingerprints, which means that if 3 years pass, they still need your fingerprint before they give you your residencia. So there was a time citizenship takes 3 or 4 months, 9 months. Now, especially with different last names, some citizen can take years and years. It's just they're worried, So, and in years ago when I first started, immigration was never a political game. I mean, granted, people working there was not very professional. We see each other, we go to parties together, we get approval cases, but we just know which case should be approved, which case should not, and we negotiate with them with it. Now there's so many layers. You have 4 service centers, and then you have Kentucky, for the service. You have Kentucky for the benefits, and then it's just getting messier now. You have ICE officers, you have EROs, you have oh, so but it's fun. I think America needs to change with it, and we are changing. But things are really slow in immigration. I think it's the whole thing about anti-terrorism, because there was a time immigration belongs to DOJ, Department of Justice, which means that the job is not to deport people. The job is to look at what's right and wrong and justice to do it. And then Homeland Security came in after September 11th. So now everything is about protecting homeland, protecting America. So if the mission of the agency change, of course, the people change, the thinking change. And also people like us, sometimes we are also to blame because foreign people, we tend to be very creative. That's what I always tell my clients. Stop thinking like you're Indian. Stop thinking like you're American. Stop thinking like you're Mexican. We need to think like we're American because people like us, sometimes we like shortcuts. Sometimes we need to, I shouldn't say lie, but misrepresent um, our stories. I mean, actually, it's not funny. We have cases where, and then it's just horrible. But America is not like that. Sometimes even I laugh when clients tell me stories of their asylum. I say, sure, so there's but my broker told me to say that. I say, you don't tell me what your broker tell you. Give me the facts. I'll help you to narrate it. So it is really a lot of fun what I do. Yes.
Yes, and It's true. We can hear a lot of things when we get to do this kind of job. We have questions coming in, and the first question is from EAEA. It says, I had an SL6 green card, have been an US citizen for 16 years. Can I apply for my mother to come to the US? I have not started any process.
When you say SL green card, do you mean SIJ? Is that word of court? If you got the green card through word of court, that means one or both of your parents abandoned you. You cannot sponsor your parents. I'm very sorry, even after you become a citizen.
Yeah, it's
It's
yep,
SIJ.
SL6.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this person cannot apply for his mother. He has been citizen for 16 years. So
absolutely not.
and uh, I've had this question for a long time. If I become a citizen after this kind of green card, I can apply for my brothers and sisters,
Yes,
and then eventually they could
they
file for
could
my
file for
mother.
parents. Yes,
But yeah, that would be a long time, right?
that's right.
It's about it depends on the country that you are from, but the minimum is 13 years to get your brother or sister to get a green card, and then we don't know how long it's gonna take for them to ask for the parents. But yeah, this is the kind of case. Utpal Gandhi says, "Hello, I'm waiting for your reply on my case. If you can tell us a little bit of what is your case, we would love to talk about it and to give you an answer on this kind of case." Don't forget that the attorney Margaret W. Wong is today in the city of Atlanta, and she is going to be tomorrow in Columbus,
Mhm.
and then she will be
Nashville. I'm sorry.
Nashville. She will be in
Yes.
Nashville tomorrow, and then she will be back in Cleveland next week. So if you want to make a consultation with her, just give her a call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984.
Actually, I'll be in New York Monday. New York Monday. Yeah.
Monday she's going to be in New York. So today Atlanta, tomorrow Nashville, Monday New York, Tuesday
Cleveland.
Cleveland,
No, I'm sorry,
Wednesday.
North Carolina. I'll be working remote, and then Friday, Columbus.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's perfect.
sorry.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much, Miss Wong. No, you have a schedule, and we need to be on top of it to learn your agenda. So thank you so much, Miss Wong. Don't forget the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Um, we have some other questions that are coming in through our inbox, and in our Instagram we have a couple questions that people are asking. So let me go ahead and check the inbox here. Okay, so this person says, I have been living in the United States for 10 years. I never applied for asylum. I am from India. What happens if I file asylum now? Would I be able to win? I have two kids born in the United States.
uh, if you miss your 1 year, unless there's extraordinary circumstances, you won't be able to win asylum. And I'm sorry about that. And if you have two children, you may be able to do what we call the 42B, the 10-year removal of deportation. Um, but it depends. If the kids are doing very, very well, you may be able to win the green card. Or if the kids have autism, Down syndrome, serious suicidal thoughts, um, was raped or abused, really they need their parents to be here to support them when they grow up. Then you can also win the 42B. There's only 4,000 numbers in 10-year cancellation. I still remember years ago, once you win the 42B, you get a green card in 2 weeks. In fact, if some nice judges, we would have the husband and wife and the child go in, and the child also lived here for 10 years. So once the parents are approved, they'll make us come back the second day, and they also approve the child because now the child have permanent resident parents who can also keep the child here. But that have changed because now it takes years, like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years to wait for it to be number. So nothing is fast anymore. So things are really because America have not really keep up with global. Like I'm meeting a lot of friends who came from sample from Venezuela, and then they're HIV, so they have to go to Chile, or they are from Honduras, they have to go to Chile to get the HIV medicine because Venezuela have no medicine. Honduras is just too expensive. And then they lived in like Colombia for 4 years, working illegally to get their medicine. Now they're in America trying to get asylum. So the America have not changed with it. There's a lot of people. There are Haitians who went to Europe and then who went to Canada and went to here. So we need the narrative of why they don't do the asylum in Canada, Europe, here. And some of these people are very traumatized. They're so blocked. They'll look at you and say, I don't remember. And my question then is, can I believe he really doesn't remember or he's really making it up because he knows sometimes I'm gullible, I'm vulnerable, and I feel sorry for them. So America is not changing with it. A lot of people now travel the world because a lot of these countries are visa free. Like Indian person, you can go to Jamaica, Nepal, visa free. But if you apply for asylum, you could not go back to India. So these are American rules that have not changed through the years. And there is a day that I think we should change it.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. Don't forget, the phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984. So now this person says, hi, I live in Nashville. I am from Dominican Republic and I already have my green card. I applied for my wife. She is now pregnant, but she is living in the Dominican Republic because she hasn't got her documents yet. I would like to know if we are able to file for a parole or something that could expedite the case because I want my kid to be born in the US. I don't want to do all the paperwork to make him a US national since I will be a US citizen soon, but I would need to do all the process to make him become a US citizen.
Luckily, there's no, because you're only a green card. Actually, green card is weird. President Biden specifically push up green card spouse numbers. You need only a 3 month wait, but for whatever reason, Homeland Security only approve I-130 sometimes in 2 or 3 or 4 years, even though, green card is just like marriage to a US citizen. So you still need to wait for the I-130. And Dominican doesn't have a very nice American embassy because the fraud rate is very high in Dominican. Also, there was a time Dominicans have a lot of drug cases. So, and I'm sorry about that. There's not even a humanitarian parole available. There's no parole available. And also, once you become a citizen, you may not see that's a problem. You may not even want to become a citizen because then you need to do another I-130 for your child because green card for green card spouse, there's a beneficiary status for a new baby. The citizen for alien spouse and alien baby, you need to do another I-130. That's another problem. So don't forget that when you become a citizen, it doesn't necessarily make your wife's case go faster, but you need to file a new I-130 for the baby. The I-130 for the baby should be pretty fast because the baby doesn't need fingerprints. Because as long as they're under 12 or 14 years old, they don't need fingerprints to get an immigrant visa to come to America.
Well, this is what's going on. But if you need more advice, you can call the office and talk to the attorney Margaret W. Wong. Her phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984 is the phone number that you need to call in order to talk to the attorney Margaret W. Wong and Associates. Ms. Wong, we have a person that says is waiting for an reply on the case. I already discussed the case with Ms. Wong. I just want to wait for the answer. How we
Oh,
will
Mr.
go
Gandhi.
further.
Yes, I saw your name here. Miss He and I just talked about your case. So give us some time because we're really busy today in Atlanta. More because Mr. Juan Carlos wants me to do the show. But we will give, oh, you're so nice. I know you're my old time client. We will give you an answer. You're so sweet. Yes, thank you. And I will help you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And as Miss Wong says very often, if she forgets to give you a call, don't hesitate to call her, or call the office, and they will set the call for, so she can call you back anytime soon. So please give us a call. The phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984. Um, Ask for them to send you a call back from the attorney Margaret W. Wong, and she will call you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for your question, and thank you, Ms. Wong, for answering this question. We have another question here, and this question says, I have a TPS. I am a student in the United States of America, but I used to have a work permit based on my asylum. So when I presented my asylum work permit, they said that I cannot apply for a scholarship. But if I do it through my TPS, I can do I can apply for the scholarship and they can help me because I have a status. What is the difference between having a work permit based on asylum and having one based on a
Okay.
TPS?
TPS is a better status than C8 work permit. C8 work permit is really very much a time step. It's a gap, so you can work when you're waiting for your asylum interview or approval. So you could get a C8 work permit even though you lose the case in front of the court, even if you lose the case in front of the Board of Immigration Appeals in Virginia, and also even after your circuit, Sixth Circuit, we live in Ohio, circuit denial, because there's an en banc, if you do en banc. But as long as the final denial is not there, you can get C8. TPS work permit is very much an executive order by the president at that time. Like there was a time Lebanon had TPS. I think Lebanon came back. So American immigration is becoming more localized, like Syria have TPS or Haiti. I think at one time Haiti would never get because something about Haiti, but El Salvador, Venezuela have TPS. Hong Kong have DED. Is the same concept, um, but it's good. So absolutely apply for the TPS. Like parole, you can parole C11. You cannot get like some of these scholarship, but TPS work permit you could. I think it's very much a conservative states because they think like DACA work permit, C8 work permit is very much a presidential thing.
Okay,
It's
thank you,
more
sir.
the state university, like Ohio, even TPS, you pay out of state tuition, foreign student visa tuition.
Okay, yeah. Depending on where you are from, you can apply for the TPS or you can do the re-registration. And once you get the document, you can present it. You don't have necessarily to present the work permit, but you can also present the document where they grant your TPS, where they approve your TPS. You go with that, and that's a status for you, and they cannot say that you don't have a status in the United States. Although you are going to have to present it again when you re-register in 18 months, but at least you're going to have something going on in the university, and you will be able to enroll in it and eventually get a scholarship. Miss Wong, our time is up. It was really fast today, but thank you so much for having me in the office. Thank you so much for all you do, and looking forward to see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And don't forget the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Attorney Margaret W. Wong.